Good afternoon, Africa. Good afternoon, African Confessions. We are back with another episode. There is a message that I want to share with you guys. It comes from a translation of a confession that I received earlier on. The message reads like this. Hello, my brother. How are you? I hope that I find you well. My brother Nashi, the reason why I am contacting you, my brother, it is because as a person, I have suffered so much. Only God knows how much I have suffered. What I am going through is not an easy thing, but this is the cup that God has given me to drink. For the past 10 years, I have been drinking from this cup, the cup of God's wrath, and His anger has totally destroyed me. 10 years ago, I made a decision, and I know that there are people out there that are going to judge me, but it was a conscious decision that I had made, and even up until today, God knows how much I have suffered because of that decision that I took 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I sacrificed my wife, and at the time of me performing this blood ritual, my wife was heavily pregnant with our child. It was a matter of the blood of the mother and the blood of whatever she was carrying at the time in her womb. Unlike other people, I was denied the right to choose the type of sacrifice that I personally had wanted to perform. I had other options in my mind, but the healer who was assisting me said to me, the vessel had to be broken. It had to be broken with whatever it was carrying inside. So I gave up my wife as a sacrificial lamb, and her blood was found to be worthy of a sacrifice. After her death, I became so rich. To me, counting money is like counting stars. No one can ever count the stars. That is the kind of money that I have. But the money cannot be used on your own free will. There are rituals and guidelines that you have to follow whenever you are using this money. 10 years as a rich man, I don't have any single day that I can say to you, on this day I enjoyed it. It has been a never-ending cycle of pain. God has given me hell on earth, and I can't escape from this hell that God has placed me into. It is not an easy thing to hear your dead wife speaking to you each and every day. I mean, how can I live like a normal human being, yet each and every night I know that my wife will be in the house doing her duties as a woman and also speaking to me. And what bothers me and what terrifies me is that I cannot see my wife. I can only hear the movements and I can only feel her presence 24/7. Maybe I am going crazy. Maybe this is what people who have lost their mind do. But when I went to the hospital, the doctor then put me on review, and when the medical report came back, he said that I was okay. Everything was okay with me, and the doctor said to me I had to relax. Everything that I was claiming to be hearing was not real, but each and every night I hear my dead wife speaking with her child, and it is so terrifying, my brother. I have so many doctors that can attend to me at any given time, but all the doctors who have tried to assist me have failed. I am suffering from a rare disease. I can't fall asleep. This whole thing has been going on for the past 10 years. I don't know what it feels like anymore to sleep on a normal bed like a normal human being. This whole thing of me being troubled by the spirit of my dead wife, it all started after we had buried my wife. Straight from the graveyards, some of my wife's relatives and also my relatives and a few friends, they started to leave my place and they were going back to their houses. When I was left alone in my house, that is when I started to hear these scary sounds. Whilst I was alone in my house, I then heard that there was someone or something that was in the bathroom, as if that person was taking a bath. So I walked to the bathroom. When I got into the bathroom, I saw that there was water in the tub, and it was dirty water, like someone who had just finished bathing. When I looked around, the whole bathroom was just dirty. There was water everywhere, as if that person was just splashing the water everywhere. On that night, when I tried to sleep, I saw that the whole bed was covered in thorns. This has been going on for the past 10 years. Whenever I try to get into bed, it doesn't matter if it be in my house or if I am somewhere. If I try to get into bed, there will be thorns in the bed. Everywhere will be thorns. I can't even sleep. And these thorns, they follow me everywhere. The first days when I started to receive these spiritual attacks, I thought maybe it only happened whilst I was in my house or in my bedroom. So I tried to change beds. But I found out that wherever I would go, those thorns would follow me. I tried to sleep in one of my cars, but still, whenever I tried to sleep in my car, there would be thorns everywhere. I even tried to sleep on the carpet, but also on the carpet, the thorns will be there. As I was going around trying to find a room or a place where I could sleep in peace without the spirit of my wife or those thorns spiritually attacking me, that is when I realized that the only place where I could find rest was a chair. For the past 10 years, I sleep whilst sitting in a chair. Sometimes I can even hear the spirit of my wife whom I sacrificed. I can hear a voice speaking to me, and the way that a voice sounds, it will be like an echo, as if she is very far from me, but at the same time, I can feel her presence as if she is so close to me. I feel her presence 24/7, and I have no peace. My brother, I don't have any peace at all. When I sacrificed my wife, she was heavily pregnant. And the month that she was supposed to give birth to our child, I started to hear sounds in the house. I could clearly hear baby sounds in the house, and it is very terrifying, my brother. I do hear my wife speaking with her child. Whenever this child or the spirit of this child start to cry, I would hear my wife comforting the child. I went to this other traditional healer. I was then told that for me to chase away the spirit of my wife, whom I sacrificed 10 years ago, and her unborn baby, it will be an easy thing to do. But all that I have to do is that I have to confess to any of her relatives. I have to confess to them that I am the one who is responsible for her death, and all this money that I have, it is because she died, and the way that she died, it was because of a ritual that I had performed. When that traditional healer told me that it was going to be an easy thing to chase away the spirit of my wife, I went to my wife's relatives to try to confess to them that I am the one who had killed her. But as I was speaking with them, I felt so afraid, and I gave them a false confession. I have gone around to so many different healers, but they say one and the same thing. I must confess, but I am afraid to confess. What if they kill me? The reason why I sacrificed my wife, my brother, I know that there are people who are going to judge me, but the reason why I had to perform this ritual, it was not an easy thing. The most difficult part, my brother, it is when you realize that you cannot take care of your family, especially when my wife fell pregnant. That is when I realized that as a man, I had failed her. I could not take care of her. Things had gone so bad. We had no food, we had no money. So I reached that decision that I had to sacrifice her. I didn't want to die in poverty. Then I just had to sacrifice my wife. That is my own story, my brother. Dear listeners, right there was a confession that I received from Anonymous. Then I had to ask one of our admins to give us a translation. Let us meet again in the following episodes.